They've come from as far away as Brazil, Norway, Japan, Puerto Rico, France, and Venezuela, and from right here in the USA, all for one purpose: to compete. The playing field is a 20 by 20 foot padded wooden floor. The game, a 1-minute, 50-second competitive aerobics routine packed with strength and flexibility moves to impress an international panel of skill and presentation judges. The players, over 200 national aerobic champions from 36 countries, united by a single purpose: to take home the gold. From Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the 1994 World Aerobic Championship. Welcome to the 5th Annual World Aerobic Championship, everybody. Hello, I'm Brian Drever, and joining me is champion rhythmic gymnast and president-elect of the Women's Sports Foundation, Wendy Hilliard. We're going to have a great show. Wendy, what are we going to be seeing here tonight?
Well, I tell you, Brian, we're going to see the world's finest competitive aerobic athletes in 4 events: the mixed pairs, men's individuals, women's individuals, and teams of 3. Now, in each event, the athletes are judged on strength and flexibility in skill and presentation categories for a possible perfect score of 210 points. And I tell you, based on what we saw earlier this week, we're in for an exciting ride.
And all that excitement will begin in just moments, beginning with the mixed pairs event. The 1994 World Aerobic Championship is brought to you by Aerobic Rider, official cross-training machine of the World and National Aerobic Championships, and by Danskin, not just for dancing. Welcome back, everybody. The judges have taken their place, and the 1994 World Aerobic Championship is about to begin with the mixed pairs event.
Well, the judges are going to be paying special attention to 4 repetitions of these compulsory moves: high kicks, jumping jacks, abdominal curls, and push-ups.
The field of 36 countries was narrowed to the top 10. In 10th was the United Kingdom, 9th, Japan, 8th, Russia, in 7th, the United States, in 6th, Argentina. David Allen and Kim Dalabona of Australia received high points for aerobic content and rhythmic changes, but could only manage a 5th place finish because of problems with execution and synchronization. Patrick Nahafanik and Angelique Sabandar, competing together for the 2nd year in a row, also lost points for synchronization. Her strength and flexibility were not up to par, resulting in 4th for the Netherlands. Leaving Chile, Brazil, and defending champions from Brazil to battle it out for the gold. Schoolmates from the same small town in the south of Chile, they've known each other and competed together in virtually every sport imaginable since they were 12 years old. They now live and train together in Santiago. The mixed pair from Chile, Sandra Aragada and Jaime Salgado.
And I tell you, Brian, all that experience shows up in these high straddle jumps.
What's difficult to tell about these two is that they're both tiny, but their size matches up well together.
Oh, it really does. Now here are their abdominal curls. You want to see the height off of the floor for her shoulders. Now watch this press series. 4 changes, and they held it. Very good. Here are the high kicks. Nicely done. And they have very good flexibility and good upper body strength.
Although, would you say high kicks for these two, we're talking about maybe 4'10"?
That's right. They're little but strong.
And quick.
There's a Shushanova, very nice landing position in a 1-arm hinge push-up. And now they're alternating the arms, showing a good balance of strength. Now here they're talking about this is a new move for them, and she's taken a little time to set up, but look at that balance. It's nice that they work so closely together. The judges like to see that. It helps with the score points. Her foot touchdown right there.
These two really like each other. She teases him a lot, tugs on his ears, which he wants to get him back a little bit. She likes them, though, thinks they're cute.
Well, let's see if they like this ending.
Wow. Sandra Aragada.
and Jaime Salgado.
I tell you, that was a great routine, a lot of energy. That ending is so risky. You know, she was sent to the hospital one time because he almost dropped her. But I think they should be really happy with that routine.
Let's see what the judges think and go to the scores.
And now the scores for Chile. Skill, 88. Presentation, 64.5. A total score of 152.5. Ladies and gentlemen, Chile.
These two have overcome some pretty impressive obstacles to get where they are today, not the least of which is their cultural difference. He comes from the cosmopolitan south of Brazil, she from the rural north, sort of like Miami meets Minnesota. The Brazilian champions, Helena Cardoso, Claudia Costa Franzen.
Now I tell you, flexibility, speed and strength and expression is going to set this team apart. Brian, they're just speeding along. Look at this partner balance. You know, that's the thing. They have very fast transitions, and the judges like that.
She competed with her sister and one of her cousins as the team representing Brazil last year.
Wow, great Shushinova. I tell you, for this routine here, both of them had the same haircut. Helps in the overall appearance of the team. His leg went up a little bit too much.
There's the Wenson push-ups, named for, of course, the great U.S. champion and world champion Joan Wenson.
Here, they're compulsory jumping jacks. Good arm positions there. Nice pattern changes. Compulsory kicks. Look at that flexibility.
Added one for good measure. Sometimes they do that. The judges have been known to miss them if they do just four. Sometimes the more experienced competitors will add a fifth one just to be sure.
Now here they're compulsory push-ups. Look at the leg changes and her position.
Don't try this at home, folks. It's tougher than it looks.
Especially that move.
Whoa.
Helena Cardoso and Claudia Costa Franzen, Brazil.
With the Brazilians right behind us, they're so excited, but that was a great routine. The ending wasn't not as aesthetic as I like it to be, but that was very, very clean.
Going to be tough to beat, and certainly these people think so. Let's see what the judges think.
Now the scores for Helena Cardoso and Claudio Costa Franzen of Brazil. Skill, 91.5. Presentation, 73.5. A total score of 165. Brazil.
Here to defend their title against Chile and their teammates from Brazil are last year's mixed pair champions. Just before taking the stage at last year's World Championship, Marilyn Andrade, who has always been a little self-conscious about her looks, was promised a nose job if she won by the director of the Brazilian Federation. Well, she has the new look, new self-confidence, and with her partner Roberson Mihalis, look to become the first two-time world aerobic champions.
And look at this start. You can see speed is one of the things, along with very high straddle jumps. Look at the fast arm and footwork. This is really what you want to see in these aerobic routines, along with those compulsory jumping jacks.
At only 22 years of age, Mihalis is already considered the top instructor and choreographer in Brazil.
And you can see why this routine is power-packed development. Nice compulsory push-ups. Wow, look at that one. You think it was hurt, but they're together and they move on to these ab curls. Nice accents with the hands.
We should point out that this is a padded hardwood floor, so it's a little springy.
Watch this flange, loaded flange. Uh-oh, he touched down. Too bad. I tell you, Brian, the Brazilian contingent behind us was a little bit quiet when he touched down. But overall, they have so many difficult strength moves in their routine, they should still get a very high score.
Let's see what the judges think of the defending world champions from Brazil.
And now, the scores for the defending champions. Skill, 86.5. Presentation, 70. A total of 156.5. The 1994 World Aerobic Mixed Pair Champions are Claudio Costa Franzins and Helena Cardoso, Brazil.
So the gold goes to Helena Cardoso and Claudio Costa Franzin of Brazil, the silver to the defending champions, and the bronze medal to Chile. Claudio and Helena, champions of Brazil and now champions of the world. You must be very happy.
Yeah, very happy.
And you, when are you going to take this medal off? Will you sleep with it tonight?
Você vai dormir essa noite?
No.
Congratulations to both of you. You were wonderful. Why do you think you are the champion?
Because we love us.
They like each other, folks. Champions of the world, Claudio and Helena from Brazil. The 1994 World Aerobic Championship returns with the men's individual event after this brief timeout. Welcome back to the 5th Annual World Aerobic Championship. Next up, the men's individual event. After the preliminaries, the top finishers in the men's individuals were Argentina in 10th, the United States 9th, Germany 8th, the Ukraine in 7th, and the Netherlands finished 6th. Marco Aurelio Rodriguez of Brazil scored high marks for strength and presentation, but his lack of flexibility demonstrated in the compulsory moves resulted in a 5th place finish. Australian Anton Scott finished in 4th after changing his routine completely in the last month. The judges commented on a well-balanced routine and they were impressed with his overall athleticism. And that leaves Japan, Italy, and the defending champion from Brazil to go for the gold. This 6-year veteran of the sport of competitive aerobics has put his well-known love of motorcycles on hold after a spill, but still longs to own a big Harley. He's also seeking his first individual world title, although he led the Japanese team to victory 3 years ago. Kenichiro Kenny Nomura.
And he's quite the jumper. His background's in martial arts, and he puts that in his routine with a lot of extra creative movement. Brian, he's in great form. All of his moves are very creative. Look at that turning split.
As competitive as this sport is in Japan, no one has found a way to beat him at home.
With that supernova, it's going to be hard to beat here. Now check out these push-ups. All this body action, but great technique.
Power and strength is what makes that look so easy. It's not.
And neither was that leg switch. All quad muscles. Very smooth abdominal curls. Good height.
Kenny's always been sharp. He's as sharp as I've ever seen him.
Great plan.
It's time to turn it on! Come on, take it away!
Kenichiro
Ryan,
Nomura,
I haven't
Japan.
seen this much energy. He really just pulled everything together. His jumps were very high. All of his movements were very, very sharp, and he did not stop. He kept that energy going right to the end.
The total package. Kenny looked sharp. Let's see how the judges view him. Maybe his first individual title. We'll have to wait and see.
Kenichiro Nomura, skill 92.5, presentation 72. A total score of 164.5. Kenichiro Nomura, Japan.
As a gymnast, 26-year-old Alexandro Vigilardi was 5th in Barcelona and already competing in aerobics as well. He has made aerobics his #1 sport, placed 4th last year at the Worlds. He's trained by his girlfriend and said to be a kind of a boring, low-key guy by his friends.
Alessandro Villagarde, Italy.
That was fabulous. Besides hitting all of his wonderful gymnastics, which we knew he would hit, he really kept the routine moving and was very, very clear in all of his jumps and all of his landings.
Did we see any mistakes in the middle? I don't know. Maybe the judges did. We'll have to wait for their scores.
Italy's Alessandro Villagarde, skill 95, presentation 72. A total score of 167 points. Alessandro Villagarde of Italy.
As the defending champion in this category, Alessandro Paiva automatically qualified for the final. Now, he did a routine for the judges in preliminaries, but we understand that it was definitely not the one he will do tonight. We'll find out what he has for us together right now.
And it will be power pack. A lot of interesting pike positions and strong holds. Wow, great straddle combination down. Come on. Get up, get up, get up. To control that. Wonderful travel covering the whole floor area.
Get up, get up, get up to control y'all.
Look at this head accent there. Very important for all these athletes to have very good musical interpretation. That helps self-routine.
Get up to control y'all.
Here is the compulsory jumping jacks. Very clean. great routine. So much energy. His height on his straddle jumps, the pike positions, all of the changes in his presses. But he did have a few visible mistakes, and it might cost him.
The Brazilian crowd is very partisan. The judges are not, of course. Let's see how they score. Alessandro Paiva.
Alessandro Paiva, Brazil. Skill 99. Presentation 71.5. A total score 170.5. Alessandro Paiva, Brazil.
The gold medal goes to the first ever two-time world aerobic champion, Alessandro Paiva. The silver to Italy and the bronze to Japan. Alessandro, you have done a very special thing. You have won now the championship 2 times, the only one, the first to do so. That's very, very special indeed.
Yes, it's very, very special. And before, my dream was only be a world champion, but we never be happy with just that. We athletes, when we get something, we always want to do more, more, and more. And now I realize my greatest dream. I think better is impossible. I'm so happy about it.
The world's most prestigious competitive aerobics event will return in a moment with the finals of the women's individual event. The sport of competitive aerobics and the first National Aerobic Championship began simultaneously in the United States a decade ago. Today, the National Aerobic Championship is conducted in 37 countries on 6 continents for thousands of competitive athletes. Participants with various degrees of athleticism are taking advantage of the many entry-level opportunities in the sport. These include videos that offer step-by-step instruction on creating an aerobic routine, as well as the National Aerobics Champ Camp, where developing athletes train with and learn from national and world aerobic champions. So whatever the extent of your athletic background, whether you teach aerobics or participate at your neighborhood club, find out just how easy it is to take the next step into competition. For more information and to receive a free handbook on the official rules and guidelines, write the international headquarters of the National Aerobic Championship, 9000 Sunset Boulevard, Suite 1408, Los Angeles, California, 90069. The women's individual finals are up next as the 1994 World Aerobic Championship continues. Welcome back to the 1994 World Aerobic Championship. Next up, the women's individual event. The standings after the preliminaries in the women's event: in 10th place, the Czech Republic; in 9th, France; 8th was New Zealand; 7th, Russia, and the United States finished 6th. Defending champion Gracie Karish of Brazil received high points for skill and presentation, but a 10-point compulsory deduction for high leg kicks cost her a second shot at the gold. She finished a disappointing 5th. Carmen Gloria Oriana of Chile managed a 4th place finish despite problems with flexibility and a lack of dynamics in her choreography. And that left only Australia, Brazil, and Argentina with a chance to go for the gold. 27-year-old Sue Stanley has won virtually every major title there is as an aerobic athlete, in addition to representing Australia in the Olympics as a water skier and as a gymnast. 4th last year. She's returned strong, lean, and meaning to win.
And she's going to win with technical moves like this. She is so strong. This pike position press with a change of legs.
Sue has always been an incredibly powerful woman, but she's carried a few extra pounds and worked very hard through diet to lean herself down just a little bit, to look better, to be lighter, and therefore stronger.
But also her performance style is very much improved, and this is what's going to help her get good points. Now watch this one, the Stanley twist.
Just a little hard on the landing there. She saw the World Aerobic Championship on television and decided to give it a try herself.
her compulsory high kicks, and she had problems with that in the preliminaries, and a little bit of problem there. Good body torso position on those push-ups. You know, Brian, it's a great routine. It's so power-packed of hard elements, but she did have a couple of mistakes, and that may cost her the championship.
She is so very good. The one the others think is the favorite. Let's see what the judges think.
Australia, Sue Stanley. Skill, 93. Presentation, 72.5. Total score, 165.5. Sue Stanley, Australia.
23-year-old Olga competed as a team last year with her sister and a cousin. She's the shy one of the family and uses this next couple of minutes to express herself. Olga Souza Cardoso of Brazil.
Flexibility. Wonderful jump press. Excellent. Look at that upper body strength.
One arm. Those are the judges right down front. She's working them.
And showing both side flexibility, but beside that, she's got great facial expression.
The Brazilians are something special, aren't they?
They definitely are. Now she does that straddle jump with folded arms. Look at that flange with 2 turns. Little trouble with that.
That's so tough. Here are her abdominals. Now they're looking for the height from the floor, and she's getting way up there. Look at the height on these kicks. Brian, such high energy and great elements.
Olga Souza Cardoso.
Presentation way over the top for her.
That was a fabulous routine. The height she got on her jumps, all of her extensions, along with her press strength. I think that's really going to take her to the top.
The crowd loves it. Let's see how the judges score this young Brazilian woman.
Olga Souza Cardoso. Skill, 90 points. Presentation, 69. Total score, 159 points. Olga Souza Cardoso, Brazil.
Silver medalist a year ago, 22-year-old Paula Minutolo returns as one of the real favorites. She first saw the aerobic championships on television a few years ago, and now she's the one to watch.
Showing off the 2-sided flexibility. I tell you, Paula used to be a field hockey champion, and she's really turned those skills around to be wonderful in aerobics. Great straddle jumps.
These athletes are phenomenal.
For the high kick, she's leaning back a little bit, but they were very consistent.
She's really matured and become more muscular than we've seen her, even just since a year ago.
And this is where that muscle's going to help out in this press flange combination. Look at this position. Here are the circular push-ups, very smooth but technical. You know, Brian, she said she wanted to improve her performance quality, and I think she's really made the mark. Look at this one-arm hinge push-up. Nice abdominal curl. See how she keeps her head and neck way high. Such a high supernova.
Wow.
That was fabulous, Brian. I mean, she gets so high on her jumps. Her strength moves, all those different positions and those changes are going to definitely get her high scores. Overall, fabulous routine.
Paola Minutolo of Argentina. Let's see how the judges looked at it.
Argentina, Paola Minutolo. Skill, 91.5. Presentation, 72. A total score of 163.5. Paola Minutolo, Argentina. The 1994 World Aerobic Women's Individual Champion with a total of 165.5 points, Sue Stanley, Australia.
A well-deserved gold medal for Sue Stanley of Australia. The silver to Argentina. The bronze goes to Brazil.
Sue Stanley, you finally got the one that you didn't have before, and maybe the one you wanted most of all, the World Championship.
That's right, and at this point in time, I'm real proud to be an Australian.
Obviously, who's your friend here?
This is just one of my kangaroo. I remember one time someone said that I jumped like a kangaroo through my jumps, and this is just something like my jumping.
You certainly did tonight. Maybe a couple of mistakes, but so strong. You just outscored everybody.
I just went out there to do my best, and I think that's the competitors were great, and it's just a moment that you enjoy, is just to go out there and have some fun and enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Stay right where you are for the team competition. Up next as the 1994 World Aerobic Championship continues. The World Aerobic Championship is held in conjunction with New World Fitness Idea, the largest international gathering of fitness professionals. The standings after the preliminaries in the team event: in 10th place, Germany; in 9th, the United States; in 8th, Finland; 7th, the United Kingdom; and in 6th place, Japan. The team from Argentina had problems keeping up with their music, and they also had overall execution problems, and it led them to a 5th place finish. The Australian team did not challenge their skill level with their routine. They had problems with synchronization and spacing as well. It prompted them to finish 4th. So advancing to the finals, Chile, Brazil, and the Netherlands. Chile has qualified finalists in 3 categories this year, a first for this newest South American power. This trio are the champions of Chile, the new kids on the block. Alexis Cortez in the middle. Daniel Castro on the left. Now he's in the back.
Great flexibility position. Traveling hinge push-ups.
Each have their counts right on so far. They're working well together.
And now they get grooving with the pattern changes. Now watch this leg change and arm change. Judges are making sure that it's strong throughout. Here's his parachute push-up. Look at that balance. Now see, they're all coming up the same height and the same time. That's what the judges are looking for.
Looks like seeing triple.
It is, but I can't tell you, it's so hard to get these teams trained together, but it makes it that much more exciting. Good split. Beautiful positions on these push-ups, all three together. And they hit the ending. They had problems in the semifinals, but that was a really great routine.
They came in strong, looked good throughout the competition. Let's see how they've done now here in the finals.
Daniel Castro, Alexis Cortez, and Pedro Pozo Galvez. Skill, 95. Presentation, 71. A total score of 166 for Chile.
Paulo da Silva and Alexandria Moreira on the outside lost the Brazilian championships last time, and Brazil then added their world pairs champion, Roberson Magalhães, hoping to bring home the gold.
These one-arm hinge push-ups, and Brazilian starts right from the top and puts all these difficult elements together with fast transitions. Nice compulsory jumping back.
These guys are good and they know it.
They're really using all these skills together. Here they have this partner push-up, pressing through. Look at the leg position.
That's Roberson Magalhães on the top. The new member of this trio.
Check out the leg action. And you want to make sure and keep the torso tight, and they're doing just that. Compulsory ab. Now look at the line here. The Brazilians always power pack their routines full of elements so they get everything out the way. Lost the synchronization right there though.
A rare mistake.
Wow, so full of elements. Their straddle jumps are so high, so synchronized. Besides that, they use their upper body strength and some very interesting partner moves.
And so full of energy, too, feeding off a lot of energy here in this room. Let's see how the judges scored the team from Brazil.
The scores for the team from Brazil. Skill, 94. Presentation, 73. A total score of 167 points. Brazil.
Angelique Savandar and Patrick Nahafahid competed as a team last year with Patrick's former girlfriend. That three may have been a crowd. So Misha Fidam was added to form the team from the Netherlands. He's in the middle.
And what an interesting trio they make. They're all from different backgrounds, but it's the movement that really sets them apart.
Patrick's father is Indonesian, his mother Dutch. Misha is of Korean heritage. Angelique, also Indonesian, both mother and father.
That's very interesting. Look at these straddle jumps. Angelique's background is only in competitive aerobics, and she couldn't even do a split when she first started, but look at the increase in flexibility.
She has made tremendous progress. Keep in mind, Patrick has qualified for 3 different categories in the finals. Angelique in 2. This is Misha's only event.
There's a little jump in the balance series right there. Nice use of Novas to the floor. Now they just changed this push-up series to one hand and one leg 2 days ago. And here's a great partner move.
Little quick.
Very good. They didn't really hold it, but that transition was very good. What an exciting ending. Overall, the routine was very exciting. It's unusual to have one girl and two guys, so they have to really balance it out with the strength moves. But they came through and they showed all their wonderful skills in the right light.
The team from the Netherlands. Let's go to the judges' scores.
And now the scores for the team from the Netherlands. Skill, 84.5. Presentation, 68.5. A total score of 153 points for the Netherlands. Brazil, the 94 World Aerobic Team Champions.
Three more gold medals for Brazil. The silver to Chile, the bronze to the Netherlands.
Big day for Brazil, no?
Yes, big day. We are training a lot, and when Robertson go to our team, we training a lot, and he's training with his mixed pairs. It was so difficult for him, and I would like to congratulations my two friends. They are big friends, and they are great athletes. I'm so happy. This day, it's one of more happiest day of my life.
We'll be back with more of the 1994 World Aerobic Championship in a moment. Our congratulations to the gold medalists and to all the athletes from 36 nations for another year of inspiring and thrilling competition. We'll be back in a moment to share some final thoughts with you about the 1994 World Aerobic Championships.
Our congratulations to the champions and to all the athletes from the 36 nations participating in this, the largest ever World Aerobic Championships. In its 5th year, I think it was one of the best ever. Wendy, some final thoughts?
Well, I think so also. To have a repeat champion, it's just incredible. The sport is moving so fast. And if you thought the competition was great this year, just wait till next year.
We can hardly wait. But for now, I'm saying so long on behalf of Wendy Hilliard. This is Brian Drever. We'll see you next time at the World Aerobic Championships. The 1994 World Aerobic Championship was brought to you by Aerobic Rider, official cross-training machine of the World and National Aerobic Championships. And by Danskin, not just for dancing. The World Aerobic Championship is sanctioned by the International Competitive Aerobics Federation, the governing body of the sport worldwide.